people were worried.
Oh,
Babes, you okay?
sorry.
Delay. Sorry, guys. It's because we started talking about IKEA furniture that we both bought, and then I got one wrong item. And then we started talking about what did we talk about right after? You
Pepsi.
Pepsi ad, yeah, because apparently they've stolen the song from me, which
Can't
is very
believe. I
interesting.
hope you've hired lawyers, Malin. Take
Yeah,
Pepsi down.
yeah. Oh, this I guess yeah. To be fair, with a Stig, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
say that you were coming today, so people were probably like, "Why is she delayed, like by herself?
Oh.
Like, there's no reason for her to be delayed."
I mean, we're just a couple of yappers. That's all.
Exactly. Hello, future me. There you go. I think everyone in the chat knows who we are, but do you want to introduce yourself or what you'll be
Oh,
working on
okay. I
today?
haven't done this for a hot minute. Sure, my name is Stieg. I'm a writer and a professional hot mess. I write mostly fantasy and queer main characters, either male or female, or anything in between or outside of that. I'm working on my cowboy book, trudging along. I have like 9 scenes left now. I'm currently working through a jailbreak, and I had the cutest idea for like, I'm just gonna read you a little excerpt, or the
Yes.
note rather from my notes app, because I'm like,
You
oh,
are doing so well, by the way. I hope you are patting yourself on the back every now and then.
I'm not, Malin. You know I'm not. So just you need to do that for me, and I'll do this for you too.
Show
I'm a
me your back.
millennial. I can't pat my own back. But it's basically super dangerous stuff is happening, and the sister character goes, "I swear to God, if you die, I'll haunt your ass forever." The main character hesitates. That doesn't make any sense. If I die, I'd be the dead one. How are you gonna haunt me if you're still alive? Sister character, I'll find a way. Now go. He looks at her. She says, "Stay safe." He answers, "Always." And I just wanted to share that.
Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, I feel like the nonsensical thing is like, no, 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 I'm gonna double down on this because that's a very sibling thing to do.
That's what I'm kind of trying to give, like very sibling vibes. So it's just like, I
Yeah.
don't care what I'm saying. I'm gonna make it happen.
I mean, so far, every little bit you've given us of the sibling vibes are vibing. As someone with an older
Oh my
brother,
God. As an older brother with a younger sibling, whew, I
I want to
mean,
read it from the point of view of the younger sibling at some point because I'm the younger sibling. So, like,
oh, that'd be an entirely
I
different
get
book.
I get very annoyed every now and then at my husband, Jamie, because he's also an older brother with a little sister. And every now and then I feel like he has the attitude of an older brother. Like he'll take, one of my food items and not replace it or ask about it. And I'll be like, that's such an older brother attitude to have.
Well, to be fair, I'm a middle child of 3, but we never
Nice
lived
to
with
say.
my older sibling, so I feel
Okay.
like I'm a fusion. I'm like, what's it? Middle child rising, but older brother moon or whatever.
Child rising. I love
But yeah, just and like my brother has friends and a family and a wife who loves him and kids who loves him. So obviously, there's got to be something there, but I just struggle to see it.
the thing is when you meet the people you end up with later in life, whether friends or partners, you've had time to reinvent yourself so many times, you've become an entirely new different person, and they only know that person. Well, your siblings will always know all of the different versions of yourself that you've been, and
They're
I
all
think
fucking annoying.
yeah,
Whew.
there you go.
Anyway,
I will be working on Space, not Princess, Project Alien. I haven't decided what I want to call it, something else, because I really want to make a cover at some point, and I feel like I can't make a cover without. I don't want to
a
make a
new
cover with
Malin
project.
cover.
I can't do a cover with project on it. Like I need a better name, so I might do a bit of brainstorming for
I'm just
titles.
calling mine the Cowboy Book, which is not a project title, to be
But you
fair.
had Black Smoke Rising at some point, like
Yeah.
as a temporary title. So you had a good temporary title that didn't have the word project in it, and I'd like that. I doesn't
Okay.
need to be the final version, but I would like a temporary title, basically.
I love all the book titles in The Expanse, the book series. Check
Ooh,
that
maybe I'll
out.
have a look at that. I'll have a look at that
Those are
first.
like really not
So
provocative,
a few of the
evocative.
books.
There you go.
I'm very inspired by some of the books by S.A. Barnes that I've been reading, which is
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
Silence and Ghost Station, and her latest one is called Eternity. And they don't sound sci-fi, so I don't think I need for it to sound sci-fi as long as the cover looks sci-fi. Because I think that's when I see the cover of her books, I'm like, that is sci-fi. doesn't matter that the title
Ugh,
doesn't sound it.
yeah.
You know, like Dead Silence could be anything. You just change the vibes, but
Like dead silence, there's no sound in space. I don't know. I get the vibe still.
yeah. I'm gonna have a think, I think, during our first sprint. Let's say
No
hi
problem.
to
Oh
some
yeah, sure.
people. Hello Keiko, how are you? Hi Marta. Hi Miley. I'm with baby, but it's nice chill day so I can hang out intermittently. Nice. Exciting. Marta says I've been in potato mode all evening. I want to push myself to get at least one sprint of non-potato done. Exciting.
The oil is ready, Marta. Let's make fries.
And hi, Anna. I think we'll do a Marta type of stream, 2:45s.
Ooh.
Does that sound
I mean,
doable?
I've done my quota for the day,
Okay.
so
But are
I'm
you,
up for
yeah.
whatever.
Are you just going to continue writing or are you going to do something else then?
I have the drive to write, so I
Okay.
think I should write.
Yes.
So I'm
That
gonna
does
write
sound.
for the first sprint, but I might read some not the mind game. What's it called? The grid. Story grid. There you go.
Sorry, good. Yeah.
Story grid for the
Where
second
am I on
sprint.
that? Where am I on that? I've got, I don't know actually. But I do have it on my phone and my Kindle.
Have you Googled it? Googled it just yet?
Googled it? In what way?
Googled?
What do you mean? I've been reading it. What do you mean?
That's what I'm meaning. Have you put your eyeballs to it?
Oh, like okay, in that okay. Goggled it. No? I don't know. Maybe.
Googled. Or maybe
Oogled.
it's
Oh.
Googled. Is that
Ogled?
not a word? Just two foreigners trying to make sense of it in the English language.
It sounds like we're drunk and it's just like, this is my first glass of wine, I'll have you know.
Can't you say oogle something? Or is it
Is it og
goggled?
I thought it was ogling, like
Ogling.
OGL to ogle something?
Oh. I
Chat,
thought it
come
was two
on.
oohs, but I don't know. I'm
Tell us
English is
tell us
not my
how to
first
pronounce
language.
chat, tell us how to pronounce things in a comment, please. Yes, I have looked at it. I'm on page 74 in the anti-plot passage,
Okay.
whatever that is. I've
I'm
totally forgotten.
I've had a good feeling about this one, Malin. I have a good feeling about this
I
one.
do too, but it feels complicated, and I think I regret not having it in a physical format because I can see how it'd be useful to go back to like that flower thingy. And I was reading it
Oh.
on my
I do
phone.
recommend the
It
physical
was
copy.
a little bit hard, so maybe I'll just print that. I'll just print that one page, and then I have it.
There's also some other bits and bobs you could print, like some
Hmm.
schematics and stuff that I would recommend printing.
I might do that. I've got my thermal printer, and I just need it in black and white, so that's perfect. All right. Hi, Anna. And Keiko says, finally found the energy today to write the encounter between MC and love interests. Oh my
Oh,
God,
that's hot.
that sounds great. And almost finished with chapter 2. Amazing. Hello, hello, Wendy. How are you? And then delay, babes, you okay? Yeah, with a Steeg. Oh my God, we have a Steeg.
Surprise, surprise.
File that claim. I just assumed you were going to pull a Katie. What
Oh.
is pulling a Katie? Is it just being
I
mean?
think it's oversleeping for your stream and never starting.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a grape because several times I've been like, grape, where even is the stream?
I
I
mean,
can't
are they
even
not
find
the same woman?
it. Maybe. Um, and then, oh, I don't know why that double clicked. Baby heard Steve's voice in game running. I love that.
He's like, I'll protect you, Miley.
So cute. Hi, Nina. How are you? Taps laptop encouragingly. Oh, it's the tapping on the back thing. Yeah. Stieg, I need this book. I am telling you.
I fear that your hopes are too high, Anna. I need you like whatever
Well,
your hopes
no,
are. I need you to half it.
you're gonna finish the book. That's for sure. There's like no doubt about that. You're gonna finish this draft for certain.
That
So
is
there'll be
a
at least
probability.
there will at least be one form of this book existing that could be given to Anna, if you so wish to.
But yeah, oof, I don't know if I could let anyone see the see the raw material.
You've been sharing a lot of lines and they're really fun, and a lot of the times people are loving them. So I think you're fine.
But it's just like those lines out of 3 chapters that are like the fun bits. The rest is just like he said, he stood, he walked, he pointed, he laughed.
But that's okay because you've already told people from the start, like from the beginning, you've explained I like to do police reports, so we know this, so it's fine.
It is known.
I hit 10K in the manuscript today. Yes.
Well done, yeah. I'm so immensely proud of you.
I don't have any of the Katie memes, obviously, so I'm just gonna do Your Jod approves.
Oh wow, Rajada approves for 10K. She's generous,
10K.
benevolent.
Come on, it's pretty good. No, should
I
it
would
be a
give
hell yeah
a
instead? Because
yes.
you're the one who does the
I'm
yes
the
and
Meryl. Yes.
yeah. So a Meryl for Nina. Nice. Congratulations. I love that, but why do I feel that the always is going to be a lie?
I'll tell you two truths and a lie, Marta. And
Will
one of
you
them is
actually?
always. Oh no, I don't know.
You're gonna have a think about it?
Um, he lives, he dies, he maybe survives.
Oh my god.
Two
Okay,
truths and a lie.
well, I feel like the maybe is a cheat. That's a cheat way of doing
I'm
situational.
making the rules, Malin, not you.
All right, all right,
So,
all right. Yes, Project Space Alien. Sure, I'm just confusing myself with my sci-fi's. And hi, Miranda. How are you?
hello, Miranda.
New Melon cover. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't done anything because I'd like a title first. But yes, I will at some point. Uh, Partners arrive too late. Parents leave too early. Only siblings are there for the entire journey. A quote that kills me
Ouch,
dead.
Anna.
Oh, Anna, how dare you? Dead silence feels thrillery to me. Yes, but then if I show you the cover, you're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that is very spacey.
yeah, you're like that's sci-fi.
What was the
Sorry.
tagline in the middle there?
It says at the top a ghost ship, a salvage crew, an unspeakable horrors.
Wow, okay. I'm loving
It's
that.
I really enjoyed this one. It's inspired by the Titanic, but in space. So it's like a
Ooh.
crew that finds the remnants of the equivalent of space Titanic, but everyone's obviously dead on board. Um,
Is there
and
a Heart of the Ocean?
there,
Is there a
so
French girl?
I don't know if there would there be the equivalent. There's like social media influencers who died on it and things like that. So the
Oh,
equivalent.
boring. Pass.
She was the it girl of her time. You know, it was the
She was the
equivalent.
Kathy Bates on the Titanic.
There you go. But I really
So
enjoyed that one.
arguably, Kate Winslet would be the it girl of the Titanic, wouldn't she? I think so.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Is it weird that when you said the oil is ready, my first thought was making Spanish omelet? I mean, who would make fries with potatoes? I mean, Spanish omelet.
Any any same person?
Yes, I love the idea of Spanish omelet. The silence just makes
What
me think of
distinguishes
horror.
a Spanish omelet from a regular omelet?
Is it not this? Is it not fries with potatoes? I don't know.
What?
I have no idea. What is the difference between a Spanish omelet and a regular omelet? Marta, tell us.
Call in as
Is it,
the expert leading witness on,
I've
all things
already
Spanish.
been
Oh,
asked to Google too many things, so I'm not going.
Spanish omelet has potatoes in it. We call that a farmer's omelet in Norway.
Farmer's omelet. Oh, nice. That sounds very filling, to be fair. That sounds good.
Yeah, you can also do like chives in it if you want to, or
I like
spring
that.
onions,
Mm,
bacon if you're zesty.
that does sound delicious. Yeah, sorry. I read for some reason who would make fries with potatoes confused the hell out of me. I thought that was a question regarding who would make eggs with potatoes. I was like, yeah, Spanish omelet. So I got really confused
Oh,
by
so
the
hence my confusion.
double confusion. Nina says that silence just makes me think of the horror movie that scarred me. There is somewhere a photo of me crying while clinging on to one of my friends while she's laughing. Oh my god. I want to know what movie that is. Is it called Dead Silence? What is it called? Oh, we're back on the ogling. I say Googled like Steak. Yeah, but that's not. It was this. It was ogling. Yes,
Ogling,
ogling. Hmm.
agul.
Sounds right, but also not English. Whatever it was that I said. For some reason, Melon's project reminds me of the Doctor Who episode Waters of Mars. Definitely must have seen that one, but I'm not enough of a fan of Doctor Who to know the names of episodes, apart from Blink. That's it. That's the only one which I'm like, yeah, I know that one. Everything else I don't know the names of. It's like the same with Buffy. Like I'm a big fan of Buffy, but I don't know the names of episodes except for Hush, or is it Hush Hush? You know, the one with the
Hush Hush, I think.
is that what it's called? Or you know, with the men who are like walking around going like Hush, and then
Oh
the
no, I
episode
was
where
thinking
it's all
about a musical
silent.
episode.
Not the no, not the musical episode. That's Once More Worth Feeling.
That
Right?
sounds familiar, but I'm also not huge on titles.
I don't know. I get really confused with like the names of episodes. I don't remember what Orders of Mars is, but I've probably seen it. Never seen Grape do that, but Grape tends to stream at worst times for me. Fair enough. I've seen Katie do multiple times, schedule a stream for a time that works for me, oversleep, and reschedule for a time that doesn't work for me. How
That's
rude.
very kitty coded.
I don't remember what this was about, but like the feels like a riddle. Didn't realize this was a riddle stream.
I think this is dead, alive, maybe gone, whatever I said. I forget.
Okay.
Two truths and a lie.
Oh, Two Truth and a Lie. Yeah. Okay. Maybe survives. That's what you said. Do they find Jack? There is no Jack. There's no survivor, but there are ghosts because I mean it's literally
I mean, technically, Jack didn't survive either. Spoiler alert for the Titanic. But
true, but we just don't get like we're there for the horror rather than for the actual Titanic vibes, if that makes sense. It's not as in Titanic like a romantic.
remake.
Yeah, it's more like it's inspired by the real life Titanic, not the movie The Titanic.
Ugh,
You know?
I don't. Well, I don't know because I haven't read the book, but I'll take your word for it.
Um, but the promise sounds really good. Spanish omelette has potatoes in it. Regular omelette does not have potatoes, but you know, you can make whatever you want in an omelette. That sounds delicious anyway. Is an omelette made out of eggs? Yes, it is. That we've established. It's called Spanish omelette. What the hell is a farmer's omelette?
I just told you it's an omelet with potatoes and chives in it, and maybe spring onions, and maybe some bacon if you're zesty.
Oh, it is also called Dead Silence. It's one of these horror movies
Oh
with
God, pass.
Harry Puppet. No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all. Hate that. Not watching it. I can see the Waters of Mars resemblance, like the scene where they are watching the infected people on the security cameras. Katie's last one was because she confused AM and PM. Fair. Had to give her a heads up. That was the wrong one. Oh, that's sad. All right. I think we've been yapping for 18 minutes, so we should get into an actual sprint.
We should.
Um,
I mean, do we have to though?
You're still motivated to write, which I think is great.
Okay.
And I haven't written much today because obviously I've been busy getting confused by my IKEA order, which is plain wrong. Because I've not said to the chat, but I received 3 boxes to make my new commode, and one of the boxes just has the wrong color in, and I don't even think they sell that color for that item. So I think they just sent me one of the boxes of something completely different. So
Could be an interesting build.
it could be very interesting if I tried to build it. But I think I'm just gonna hang on and call, tomorrow and go through the whole thing for fucking hours. That'll be fun.
Literally, I had to call IKEA because I ordered some dishware, some ceramics that arrived, and like one of the stacks of the plates were broken, so I called them to get new ones. And I was literally on the line for like an hour and a half, just waiting to like be connected to something. But at the end, they gave me 2 free packages of plates. And I'm like, okay.
That is pretty good. Oh, maybe I could negotiate for something free. That'd be great.
I mean, you don't even have to negotiate because I had a stack of plates and the top plate broke. So I was like, okay, I need 8 plates because I'm not a monster, so I'm not gonna have 7 plates.
Yeah.
So I texted was like, hey, so one of the plates broke. I need a new stack. And she's like, sure thing, I can do that for you. And then she sent me that. And I was like, okay, do I return the old ones? She's like, you can keep them.
I mean, I really hope they don't do that to me because that'd be annoying to keep, actually. It's quite fucking heavy and bulky. It's a bunch of like things to make drawers, but we'll see. I also don't know how I'm meant to send it back if I am, because I've ripped that box open. Like there's no way to open an IKEA box normally. You have to rip it open because yeah.
Well, usually they don't accept returns because that just means more work for them and they're not willing to do it. So it's just literally cheaper for them to just send you the new thing and you can just throw out the old one.
That's so annoying. But I mean,
that is the capitalistic society we live in, Malin, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, how the hell did they manage that? I don't know. I like this little and potatoes. Let's do this.
Let's do this, Marta.
Miley says, I'm actually sitting on at an even 1,000 words today while the baby was napping, and I don't want to break such a perfect number. You're gonna have to at some point though, but you don't have to do it today if you don't want to. You could do something else. But yes. Kit says, hello, also, hi. I don't think I've ever had an IKEA order that was simple to build, but I'm also just not built to do flat pack. So maybe I may be the problem. But I don't have an issue with building IKEA furniture. I've done a fuck ton of it, but I have an issue with doing it with the wrong items. So that's my
Challenge
issue.
accepted.
Work has been unusually slow today, so I think I'm actually going to work on this one. Nice. Love that for you. Marta said, I do love building furniture. It's so fun, assuming they've sent the correct items to build it. I might not go to the level of saying fun, but I'm okay with it. I'm fine
I
with
can
it.
endure.
Yeah, exactly. So anywhere you could donate it. But it's nothing. What would I donate? It's just planks of blue wood, not even real wood, like
Plywood.
what is anyone going to do with it? Because it's one part of a 3-part item. Like they send it in 3 separate boxes, and one of the boxes has the wrong parts, so can't do anything with it. Mainly, this is why I asked my dad to make my furniture. I cannot be bothered to screw something together. A lot of his pieces are solid pieces. That is lovely. Facebook buy nothing group or something. I don't even have Facebook anymore. I like to live free. I get once and my friends 2 beds instead of 1. They did take the second bed. That would be very bulky and annoying to get rid of. And you would have to pay money to get rid of it. So they have to do that. They have to take it back. What do you even do with a second bed? Just stay in your house. Yeah, exactly. Sleepover party? All right.
Make a bunk bed.
On this last yapping bit, let us get started. I will do the usual just for Stieg. I'm going to have the little fizz at the start, and then we'll put it to sleep for 5 minutes.
I hope my watch time has given you joy.
It's great.
I've abused these timers.
I love it so much. I'm so happy you have done that. All right, let's get started. A little fizz.
Brings me joy.
45. Let's go. And we are done with this first sprint. How did that go for you?
I have written.
Have you?
Yes, I'm at 568 for the day.
Amazing. That's double the amount you wanted for a day, right? Or
Ish, yes.
ish.
My daily goal, my daily plan, not my daily goal, my daily plan is always this month 334. So that
Nice.
way it adds up to 10K at the end of the month. But I'm already at X amount of K, 6K for
Nice.
the month. So
That's really good.
yeah.
I did not write at all. I ended up doing a querying sprint. So I was looking through updating some of the queries, like the names and agents I've got on my list that I haven't checked in a year, and some of them have moved agencies. So check. And also I sent one query. So I only did one, but it was a query tracker one. And to be honest, I actually find it's a lot more difficult to do the query tracker one because it's boxes that you have to fill. You have to copy and paste things and make sure you're copying the right thing and pasting the right thing and like
Oh,
fill in some of the answers. While the email ones, at first I was more annoyed by them, but actually they're so much easier. You just put your query letter in the body copy, attach the document, send. So much fucking easier.
I know nothing about Query Tracker. Well, I've had an extensive tutorial
A query
by
manager,
Katie,
sorry. Yeah. It's
but
they're the same company, but Query Tracker is the one that helps you track your queries and query or the other way around. One is Query Manager, the other is Query Tracker, but whatever. It's the same
yeah,
thing.
the hoops I don't have to jump through. So
Yeah.
I'm just a bystander. Is that the word?
You're
Uh,
seeing the journey that is just gonna
yeah,
end
I'm
in
seeing the
chaos.
car crashes one
Yeah,
after the other.
exactly. Exactly. But the person I queried, I had put on my list a year ago when I was first starting to query and then realized I needed to do a draft for. And I actually went to university with her. And
But connections.
but I don't think it would serve me all that much because
She hated you.
no, I just don't think she might remember me. Like it's been years
How
and
could one forget you?
we were not super close. Like we
Okay.
weren't, like not friends or anything. It's just we weren't very close and we didn't keep in touch at all after university. But I did put in there's like a part that's like biography of, you can either have it in the body of your query, but on Query Tracker you can have like a little box that says biography of the author, in which you put things like your links or whatever, if you've got experience writing and all that. And I did put in there at the end we did go to Napier together. So um,
Hopefully, fingers
I did
crossed.
because I did put in there like I put it under a different sentence. She might not even read it if she's like wrong drawer or like I don't really want to represent this or whatever, right? She might never get to that point. But if she does, I put like, oh, I'm writing under a pen name because employers will search my real name for graphic design. But my real name is this, and you might recognize it from university. So I'll just
Ooh, don't you know who I am?
no, not in that way. It was more like maybe you'll recognize it because we went together to study publishing. So yeah, that'll be interesting if she does. But that's the only person I've queried because that took me for like a good amount of time, and then I like added two new names that I didn't have from another agency I didn't have in my list. So
So crazy because in Norway we don't use agents. Like agents isn't a
in
thing.
France either, I think, or maybe they do now, but I feel like a while ago it wasn't the case. It wasn't very common, but everything gets Americanized at some point or another anyway, so
Truth.
I'll likely arrive. Shall we see what the
But
chat?
also we're just like I don't know how many million people the French are, but we're just like 5 point something million people in Norway. So
Yeah, I mean, in I'm assuming the French market is also the one that people would query or like try to be published under in Belgium because I don't think there are any Belgian publishers. So if you're like a French speaker, or maybe there are, and I don't know, but not known ones, not big ones at least. So if you're like a French speaker, I'm assuming, regardless of the country, you would go through the French publishers. Maybe not in Quebec. I don't know. Canadians always like to do different things. Let's see what the
well, you're not publishing in France, and I'm not publishing in more. Norway, so this is all,
Okay.
a moot point.
Yeah, and she did put, I only take people from the UK or like Ireland and everything, like,
Oh.
um a lot of UK agents will have that requirement. So maybe, that's one thing I've got for me. One. We were talking about beds earlier on and how many beds you can fit in one house. Very nice. And then there we go. Keiko will at some point during the sprint finish chapter 2. Amazing.
Yay, good job.
I had a second of forgetting that this was a upside down emoji, and I was like, chapter 2 and 3?
That's a classic one though, but I think I've also forgotten this at some point.
Yes, but I'm 34. I don't use these anymore. I've forgotten that they are,
And
you
me
know?
neither, but like they were ingrained in
But yeah,
my youth
we
speech,
had
my youth texting.
the two little hats.
Oh yes, the
Yeah,
little like satisfied pains.
yeah.
I didn't do the equal signs. The equal signs were for, the particular kind of girl. I wasn't that girl.
Yeah, the equal
Still not
signs
that girl, but I used the colon a lot.
the equal signs felt like, oh, you're very online, There was like a degree of how online you were. And
Yeah.
I think that was too online for a lot of people back in the day, at least.
Back, yeah, in the early 2000s, equal
Yeah,
sign, if you used equal signs, you were like, you know,
yeah.
it was up there
Um,
with like uwu and rar.
yes. Also, congratulations on completing your dance workout, Anna. Very happy to hear. What are you using? Are you doing like a YouTuber or like what? Or is it an actual workout somewhere? Like, are you going somewhere, or is it at home using a YouTube video? And if yes, who is it? I'm curious. I don't want to know if
You're
it's good.
doing
Hi,
not
Mike.
me exposing myself, Anna, but I think I saw your vlog once that are you watching the fitness marshal? Colin.
Call in. Hi, Michael, and hi, Bombastus. How are you? Marta spent all of that unsuccessfully trying to pick out music for our vlog. Anyone have any tips for choosing music? It's my least favorite part of video editing, and I feel like I'm really bad at it. I mean, I personally know the genres I like. That's my only tip, really. It's if you know what type of music you're gonna enjoy in your own vlogs, and that it's gonna be the right rhythm. Like, say it's you want it to be more like cozy and just like chill vibes. I personally love a lot of synth, disco, funk. So I go for like those keywords, and then I download something that I'm like. Sometimes I'll play like the snippets of the vlog that I've got for B-roll while I'm playing the music from the website, just to see
Just
would that work. I
the
think that works.
vibes.
And then I will re-edit down the B-roll to match the music better. If I'm like, oh, there's like a nice thump at this point, it'd be nice if there's like a new B-roll right then. That's all I've got for tips. I don't know if that's helpful. And
I
also,
don't vlog, so no tips.
Anna says, I love the music you pick, Marta. So you're already doing great. So there you go. Slay. And Nina says 530 words for me. More death happened this chapter. I feel like you have a lot.
A lot of people dying in your novel,
Yeah.
Nina.
Who's alive is the question, really. Marta says, thank you. I just feel like I spend far too long on it and still don't end up feeling like it matches the mood. We're gonna find the email one so much harder. I guess you do have like at some point it automatically fills in on query trackers. You don't have to repeat it, but I just still feel like copying pasting in the body or just changing the beginning to make it slightly more personalized. That's all you have to do. It's a bit easier. But Keiko says 820, amazing. Finished chapter
Wow.
2 and started chapter 3 and probably already halfway through chapter 3. Amazing. You're doing fantastic. Miranda says, like, what the fuck do you all want the subject line to be? As an overthinker, I hate it. Very simply, query, dot, dot, name of your book, parenthesis, genre. That's it. That's what most of them want. And then if they do actually specify what they want, change it to what they said. But most of them will just want that. And I read online that if you're doing querying by email, it should almost always start with query so that they know this is one of the query emails. So, yeah. I feel that I definitely spend too much time on it as well. Can you use it for personalization? Like, I also attended
Blank school for your friend or your schoolmate.
Yes, but I'm not sure what you mean by can you use it, like as in the biography part or something else, or because there was no query letter in that query tracker form. Like I was confused by it. It just asked for separated items that were like the biography, the elevator pitch, and she specified one sentence, the synopsis, so and she specified it's from the beginning to the end, so it's the actual synopsis and not the blurb as you expect from a query letter. There was no space for an actual query letter, so I didn't really have any spot to be like, and I'm going to write a little bit more in there and say this. So this is the only spot that I got to write it. This is why you need to keep in touch with every single person you ever meet. I don't have time for that. You might turn into an agent.
If you've seen The Lord of the Rings, it starts with Bilbo having a birthday party where he says something along the lines of, I don't like half of you as much as I should, and I don't
Yeah.
like this half of you as much as I hate you, or whatever. But
Yeah,
that's
I feel
very
that.
me. Like, I have no interest in keeping in touch with people from school.
It's not even that, it's that I had no reason to keep in touch with her specifically. Like we didn't hang out. I
Yeah.
kept in touch with the people that I did hang out with for the most part. I did lose touch with the Canadians at some point. Kept in touch for like a good year after they moved back to Canada, but that's it. So distance is often the problem. But yeah.
Hey, we
Okay.
make it work. This is distance.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but we also have like a community built that is like cutting through that distance. Like we have a Discord we can go to. We don't have to separately message each other all the time. And I think that fuels, friendships because it's like a place, but just online,
I
Anyway,
guess that makes sense. It's
I'm
like an
being
online school.
I'm being philosophical tonight.
Should we rebrand the Trouble Discord to like a dark academia school, and
I
you just
love
like
it. Oh my god, that'd be
attend
so
school,
fun. That'd be so fun.
but with like not as much murder as Nina has in her school?
Oh, there should be a murder mystery. Like every month, Wallace purges one person.
And we have to find out who it is, who the killer is,
Yes.
in
And
what
which room
room,
they were in. And
and with what weapon.
have you been watching The Residence on Netflix?
I have not.
It's very those vibes. It's very fun. It's by Shonda Rhimes, but it's very inspired by Only Murders in the Building. Like it's similar vibes as
Okay, I'm now intrigued. I will put it on the docket. I'm just working my way through Bones, and it's just consuming all my TV time.
it's just one season that's out. I'm assuming we get the murder solved by the end of the season, but you never know with Netflix. And I've got 2 episodes left of it.
Ooh, do you like the vibes?
I love the vibes.
Okay.
It's extremely Agatha Christie-esque, Benoit Blanc,
Oh, sign me up.
yeah, all of those types of vibes. So I think you'd enjoy it. Also talked to Kid for half of this sprint, says Nina. Marta says, oh, interesting, is that people from the UK are living in the UK, I'm assuming, at least. And I guess that means like, being open to the UK market is probably what those agents are interested in.
That one, yeah.
Yes, that's the emoji. Love it.
And if you're like extra spicy, just add a little comma at the end for a mouth.
Love it. Love that smiley thingy. Yeah, and even the XD itself is just so funny.
I will say though, lowercase x, capital D, that's okay. That's public domain. But like capital X, capital
capital
D,
X, capital D. Yeah.
those people, I'm afraid of them.
No,
They
no.
scare me.
Worse, capital X, capital P. Ugh.
Oh God.
I went even further.
Oh, I just got sick to my stomach.
I'm gonna remind you of all of the nerdy shit that we used to have back in the 90s.
You don't have to remind me.
Has fun times, fun times.
We were like 12, 13. I don't know if you had those plastic wristbands in England or in France or Belgium or whatever you went to elementary school or whatever. But there was like plastic wristbands, and each code corresponded to something sexual. And
Oh,
like the rule was that if you went up to someone and snagged like a band of a certain color, you had to do that thing with that person. Was that ever a thing?
no, we did not have that, but
Okay,
it's
maybe
very
it was just
possible.
my.
It's very possible it existed in other countries. It's just I didn't have that in Belgium, at least.
Okay.
But that sounds really fun and stupid.
I mean, what are 13-year-olds going around like snatching bags, like, oh, now we have to do doggy. You wouldn't do it, obviously, but
No,
it will always
but that
be like
is
the
funny.
expectation.
That sounds exactly like idiotic things 13-year-olds would do.
Yeah.
Um, Marta says, I was worried about that when I was still thinking about TradPub. Like, would I even be able to query for a book in not my native language? Of course.
Mm.
Of course, a lot easier living in the UK at least. Yes, you definitely would be able to. The reason why I'm trying to focus on UK agents is because a lot of my other books, not this one, which is set in the US, but most of the other books I've been writing are either sci-fi or set in the UK and specifically London. So it makes a lot more sense. Like I find that would be a lot harder to market in the US market, while marketing a book that has a US setting is probably easier to market in the.
Oh, I disagree. I think Americans gobble up anything British.
Do you think so? Yeah, maybe.
I think
But
so.
yes and
I
no.
do
So, like
that, but
for
I'm also not
instance,
American.
one of my favorite YA thrillers. Where is it? I don't actually know where it is. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
stunning cover.
So that one, when it was put in the US market, they changed a bunch of details to make it US based, and apparently it didn't translate well. And I heard a lot of people complaining and saying, like, it doesn't make any sense. We don't do that at school. And like, they didn't do a proper job, but they tried. So it was stupid, which I think is like, come on. We live in a world where people know there are other countries doing other things. But I guess they were like, it's not going to sell if we're saying this is in the UK.
Oh, well, maybe I just don't know the American market. Who's to
I
say?
don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just the YA market. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I agree with Anna. A book set anywhere outside of the US or like Norway is immediately more interesting to me.
don't make me scroll all the way down. I'm gonna lose my spot. I'll look at it after.
You just have to take my word for it.
There's too many comments, guys. Oh my god. I was this side girly instead of
That
this
tracks
side
for you,
girl.
though. That tracks for you,
It's
Miranda.
so funny. It's like I'm not like other girls. I love it.
Very that.
It was as quirky as I got. My sister still uses a lot, and I am a smiley girly. Yeah, subscribe to the Fitness Marshall. You were
There
right.
you go.
Do
Not
the
me
membership.
knowing the deep panel lore.
Love that. I need to have a look at that then. Um, hit and XD forever. Sorry, I'm trying to do the gestures at the same time. Wendy says I wrote 170 words, nice, and got interrupted by several phone calls, less nice. And a bit frustrating. Michael says, by the way, is there a difference between emoticons and emojis? Is emoticon just the older? Yes, I think that's what it is.
It's not.
Is it not?
Emoticons are all the things you can make with your keyboard on your phone. So like all the X's and D's and whatever. And emojis are like the actual smiley faces.
Oh,
No?
okay. I thought it was just the evolution. Both
I
of
mean,
the
it
words.
is an evolution, but I
Yeah.
don't think the word is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the whole point of the school is to climb up the ladder by having people die who are in your way. Very stereotypical dark academia boarding school here.
Ooh.
Love it. Love how
So I
deadly it
take it
is.
there's only one year then.
Just everyone's dead.
That's what I'm figuring. Like, the finals is going to be a small classroom.
Miranda says, I think I did that for the one I sent out plus word count at the very end. I guess for funsies. Yeah. The only person from uni I'm in touch with is my boyfriend. So, who am I to judge? And did he become an agent, Marta? Because, damn it, he should have. That's all we
That would
ask.
make our lives so much easier if
Yeah,
Mara's boyfriend was just an agent.
exactly. We'd all be like, hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Mara, our bestie.
An answer from Keiko saying yes, emoticons are the old ones that
Ah,
you do with the keyboard and emojis. So you were right as well. Are the ones that are completely a clear little pic. Yeah. So it's basically the evolution physically of why it is instead, I guess. I don't know.
yeah.
Dark Enemy School Discord, love that. Was it Stieg in the
Another thing,
library? With a copy of
another thing. I don't know if you did it, but back in like when would this have been? Like early 2000s, there was this phenomenon, at least in Norway, but I also attended a few
Feminine
British
Nominal?
ones, a phenomenon,
Hmm.
and where you could like sign up for like an online Hogwarts school. It was just a
Yeah.
web page with like a bunch of different sites, and there were like different classrooms and different tunnels, and you had like different dormitories, and you can sign up, and there would be an actual, person that, this week's, herbology homework, and then they would give you a
There were
test, and you would
forums.
Yeah, and you would have to like
Yeah.
fill it out, and then you had to turn it in, and you were graded.
So I never went into like the actually Hogwarts-esque forums, but I was in a few forums that were inspired by and were just like their
Ah,
own take on like, academic
okay.
magic thing, magical schools and all that. There were a
Yeah,
few that were
I attended a Hogwarts one. Oh
oh,
well, I guess it was. I mean, it was basically Hogwarts, but it had a different name. Miss
yeah,
blah blah blah's magical school or something. It was called.
love it. Just to be
Um,
sure that JK didn't come over with a cease and desist.
I don't know. This was like 2004. How old would I have been? Like 12 or something.
Mm,
Um,
that's so
yeah,
fun.
and I climbed the ranks to become a professor.
What is this in reference to? Oh God, Stig, not that scandal.
I don't know. Oh, the bracelets you snapped, maybe?
Oh, okay, yeah, remember that one. Okay. There was also this. No, no,
I
this no,
do like
I hate
not a
that.
B, but like a colon and a dash and
Mm,
then a parentheses. I
yeah,
think that's fun with the spaces.
I just don't. I think the nose thing was just. It felt boomer-esque to me. What back when I was a kid, I was just like, he uses the dash for a nose. That's such a boomer
I
thing.
like it though. It's kind of like I don't know. It's when you start saying like OMG or like lol, ironically, and
Yeah,
then you can't
it
stop.
becomes unironic. Yeah. There we go. I got to it, and there's a bunch of comments afterwards I have to catch up to. A book set anywhere outside the US is immediately more interesting to me. Yes, but are you an agent, though, is the question. I heard that about Good Girls Guide. That is so wild to me. Why? It makes no sense. Yeah, I think it was a stupid decision. I think publishers are a bit backwards for that
Did
kind
they
of.
make a TV series out of that?
Oh, bye, Marta. Thank you for coming.
Toodaloo.
Yes, they did. With an American actress who does a really good English accent. Actually, it took Jamie one entire episode to be like she's American. Um, but
With the
I
girl
forgot
from
her name.
Wednesday, was it?
Yes, the cat
Yeah,
girl from
Enid.
Wednesday. You know, forgot what her name is.
Enid. Ines? Enid.
Enid, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I watched the first episode of Good Girls Guide to Murder, but it didn't
I thought it
encompass me.
was interesting, but it felt more cringe than reading the book, and so I didn't watch until the end. Yeah, I prefer the book. They should just have kept it British. We all read Harry Potter. Who cares? Yeah, I think a book being set in the UK doesn't matter for US market. Just query whoever you want. Yeah, but I just want a relationship with an agent and not just an agent for this one book. If that makes sense, and so that's why
Makes
forward.
sense.
Like I think I'd rather live in the same area ish. That'd be great. But I know it doesn't always work that way. Don't remember which book it is, but an Irish author put in the forward specifically addressing the US guys that the grammar is in British English because his mama told him how to correctly speak right. That would just antagonize readers. I don't think that's a good idea to do that. But yeah, exactly. I actually want to be as much like other girls as humanly possible. Thank you very much. That was like not like other girls. Look, if you put the parenthesis on the other side, that was very much a sign of like, no, I'm not doing it like the other girls. That was. I'm not saying you are like that
But
now.
then, ironically,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like other girls are
Love that.
other
I love
girls. So
just the dead emoji. Um, I was drawing this one in my notes before I had internet access, so having the equal sign be very online is kind of funny to me. I will have to leave before the next sprint. Goodbye, because I have to get up
farewell.
early-ish. Good luck. I remember I was in college with emojis rolled out, and I thought they were the cringiest ass thing I had ever seen. Love
Look
that.
at you now, Anna. Look at you now.
And now you're this girl. We have the same brain cell at two sets feminine nomenon. There you go. I could be wrong, but I've always assumed emojis ended up yellow by default because of The Simpsons. Oh,
No clue.
interesting. There must be some history of the internet on that, on why. I say lol in like every single message. It is my problem is I now say it in all of my Teams messages at work, and I don't think half of the people appreciate it.
My crime is starting a sentence with lol and then ending the same sentence with lol.
It's said in almost a "Are you fucking kidding me?" way. very often for me. So like this guy I
No.
work with asked me today, I said like I've resaved this on the server, and he's like, "So did you do page 6?" I was like, "Lol, yes," because I was stuck. Like it pissed me off that he asked me that. I was like, "No, I just saved over without any fucking changes, you idiot." So,
I use lol more of as a I hope you don't hate me, lol
yeah,
sort of
I sometimes
situation.
will also use it that way. Yeah.
Sorry for existing, lol.
Sorry for existing. I think they're yellow because of the traditionally smiley. Yeah, but where does the traditionally smiley come from, Keiko? Why was that one yellow? Is the question that Michael is asking, I believe, perhaps. Shall we do another sprint?
We shall maybe. I'm
That
not
is fair.
sure if I have time for the entire sprint.
That is fair.
If you're doing 45
Um,
minutes, so this
I
might
was
be a
gonna do a 30-minute to be fair, because normally I do a 2 hour long stream.
okay.
So
30-minute I can stand by.
you don't have to stay the whole time either, if that is still too long. Um, just just let me know privately if you're leaving so that I can say goodbye.
Okay.
I am going to use the seaside one since we're only doing 30. Sure. There we
Which
go.
is a good one too.
There we go. We'll do 30, and then if you're still there, we'll have our goodbye yaps. And then if not, I will have my goodbye yaps by myself.
I'll be here.
There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. That was it. There we go. That was the last sprint. How did that go for you? I see you're still there. Are you tired? Oh, you're on mute.
There you go. I did some reading in Story Grid, got through the um, anti-plot, arc
Oh,
plot, mini plot section.
yeah, I'm in the middle of the anti-plot one, I think. That's where I was last.
So I'm excited to get into, like, he keeps promising, to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
like
waiting to get to
I
the
guess
good stuff.
you can flip through physical pages if you want to check that he's telling the truth at least.
I mean, I'm willing to trust him. This book is like as critically acclaimed as a writing craft book can be, I think.
Yeah. A lot of
Um,
people I feel like I've heard about it a few times now. So
so I am excited to get to the bit where you like the actual engine that it talks about that you can put your novel through to check, if it makes
yeah.
sense. I'm excited to get to that bit. But having a foundation about, a baseline knowledge about what's going on in the novel, I guess is good before I dive into the actual structure itself. So I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
I'm excited to check it in several ways because I'm clearly using an outline that I haven't written through yet. And then also I've got books that I have written. So I'd like to see how I'm faring on several of those. But yeah, I wrote about 270 words, I think. Is that what I wrote? A little bit more. I think I was at 239 and now I'm at 600. So yeah, about that.
Good
I
job.
can't count. But I managed to write a little bit, so I'm happy because I didn't want to have just a day that was um, purely querying because I felt tired after doing that, even though I didn't do much. But yeah, I'm going through the big sort of the call to action moments, I guess. Um, I've already gone through a bit of the like it's a semi debate slash she's realizing she's not going to have a choice much moment, if that makes
Dang
sense.
it.
Yeah. Well, she's now reading through the list of people from her crew that are getting rehired by the company to be sent on a second mission. So she's like, oh, shit.
Someone's gonna have to guide them. Girly pop.
Well,
Get
she's
on it.
also, I've got a very, I don't know if you've ever watched Alien versus Predator as a movie. I really enjoy that one. It was a
I
good
have
one.
watched it once upon a dream, but I think
It's
must be like
old.
2 decades ago at
I
least.
really like how at the beginning, the main character, who you know is going to be like your final girl, like girly pop, she's asked to like help them lead this expedition because she's like an expert in like survival or something. And then she refuses because she's like, the parameters you're giving me mean that you're all gonna fucking die, and that's stupid. I don't think you should do that, so I don't want to do it with you. Like, you should not go. And then they hire someone else who's an asshole who just wants the money. And she's like, you're going to do this anyway. And with this guy, are you fucking kidding me? So that's when she goes like, yeah, no, okay, fine, I'll do it. Because you have more chances of surviving if I'm coming than if he is. Um,
Aw.
and I love that moment as like the debate and how you solve the debate. I really enjoyed that. And since this is a little bit inspired by Alien anyway, I've got a bit of that moment where like she's reading through the names that someone sent her anonymously of the team they're putting together, and she sees who her replacement is essentially going to be, and is like, "No, I don't trust my survived crew with this asshole."
I'm so excited for this novel.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I'm enjoying writing it, which is just it's fun to draft
Just
again.
half the battle.
Just so much revisions. It's just fun to be drafting.
I mean, yes, I'm looking forward to be done with drafting soon and getting into the nitty-gritty of revisions.
We're
If
always we're always tired of the
Yeah,
thing we're doing, to be fair, at some point.
that's fair. Yeah. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll just hate revisions. Maybe
Maybe.
I'm not a drafter and not a reviser, in which case, uh-oh,
You just hate
I'm in
writing
trouble.
everything about it.
I
No,
keep doing it though, so at some
I don't
level,
even I don't even think you hate writing. You're enjoying the drafting process. You're just tired of it because you're getting to the end of it.
oh
But
my God, it's so long. And it has been like pulling teeth for
mm,
80% of it. But these last 20%, it's been like, okay, I'm getting my teeth back. So
Fair. Let's see briefly what the chat did, and then we're gonna say goodnight. It is quite late for Stieg, my friends. It is 11:15 for him.
it's
I
10:15 for you.
see Nina left, and Michael says, "Do you guys remember On Fleek that went for an adventure in the Appalachians and was never seen again?" No, but again, I was
On
not.
fleek, like the original meme, almost.
Again, I was not a teenager in an English-speaking country. I could tell you about all the French memes and ask you if you guys remember those, but I have a feeling you won't.
I
So,
feel like On Fleek was more into our adulthood, though.
really? I don't know.
When was On Fleek a term? When was On Fleek popular? 2014.
2014. So that was 10 years ago. More than 10
Yeah.
years
So you
ago.
would have been like, mid 20s.
24. Well, I was probably going through um university and finishing. No, I had started working. I think I was in my first job. I was not chronically online when I was in my first job. That's the
Oh,
reason.
okay. Because this is like a Vine era situation.
I did watch a lot of Vine compilations, but I never downloaded the actual app. So, don't know. I made it home, says Miley, and read more of The Housemaid. Nice. Good job. I think my mom read that book and my best friend. They have the same reading taste. They're both Scorpios. That explains it. Wendy had 123 words. Amazing. So many interruptions. And despite the interruptions, good job. Keiko got 494 and 2.6k until 10k in the draft. You're so close. I'm going to keep writing at least until I finish chapter 3. Amazing. I have 2,055 for the day so far. That is really, really good. Having fun with the story right now. The poor mayor has to deal with a mess, is already stressed out and hopes for a literally magical solution because the MC, or by the MC, perhaps? Not entirely
I
sure.
don't know.
I feel like you were typing very frantically there because you're having too much fun, Diego. So there you go. That was the last comment, though. We shall say goodnight. It is late. I am feeling sore in my muscles from carrying those IKEA boxes upstairs that I now have to carry back down because one of them was wrong. So
Isn't that why you married a man? Can he do it for you?
he's out. He's out
Oh my
drinking.
God. Mr. Tries.
How dare he? And thank you guys
Social
for
life?
joining me.
How? Why?
Thank you for joining me, by the way, today. That was very fun.
Thank you for allowing me to message you and ask if I could join.
Always. By the way, that is an open invite for every single one of my stream. I'm just not every single time telling you about it, but it's always if you ever want to join.
Sometimes it's just fun to be in the chat too. So
Yeah, I get that. And also sometimes you're like, oh, I might do something else during the sprints, or I feel like when you're chatting on camera, it's a different vibe. I don't know.
oh, for
Like,
sure.
like sometimes I want a bit. Like even today, I was like, "Do I want to stream?" I said I would stream. I'm gonna set it up, and I'm happy I did because I was more productive than I would have been otherwise. Good night, people. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do a cold ending as usual because I still
Oh,
don't have an
okay.
outro.
I forgot I was here.
Wave. I'm clicking.